Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now I'm going to excuse myself, right, because I'm a little feisty, right? I see it, I can feel it, things are, irking me a little bit quicker than they normally do, right? If I was your boy, Andre Ward, yeah, I'd be at home with Scottie Pippen syndrome. And those who follow me a little bit, the few people that do know Scottie Pippen, is at home with shoulder problems, right? From that big chip he got on there. I'm always hearing about Michael Jordan. People kind of forget about him, what he brought to the table. And I was saying recently that Vladimir Klitschko, has also Scottie Pippen syndrome because people are underestimating him before the Anthony Joshua fight. Well, Andre Ward should have a big case of this. He should have a big case of this. Things just come out, periodically. I seen an article, and it was saying Andre Ward refuses to come down in weight for the massive fight against GGG. So they're saying he should come down from 175 to 168. And I know Andre Ward is like, how could an article be named that? It should be a different title for that article, like something to the effect of, you missed your chance, you was too late, now you can't fight him at 168. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you missed your chance, now you're too late, you could have fought him at 168. So from Gennady Golovkin's standpoint, you would have to go up to 175 now. Hey, that's two weight divisions. Kell Brook did it to fight you. But I know Andre Ward, who has went through all of these things, right, step for step. Let me update you guys on how this went down. Gennady's at 160. He says he could beat anyone from 154 to 175 first. Then he changes it from 154 to 168. At that point, he was trying to get Chavez Jr. or Carl Froch. But what happened was the 168 king, Andre Ward, said, let's do this. 50-50, let's do this. And actively chased the guy. At that time, he said, no, not right now. He's too much. I'll put a video up there to remind you. No, not right now. He's too much. This is coming out of Gennady Golovkin's mouth. So he didn't want to have to deal with him. So what happens? HBO basically tells Andre Ward, leave this guy alone. We're going to ask you, per contract, to go up in weight from 168 to 175 to go fight this other monster, Sergey Kovalev. So if you're going to do that, then represent it how it was. So Andre Ward, titles like this, he's refusing to go down from 168 to 168 to fight Gennady Golovkin for the massive fight. At this point, he should. He should be thinking, the hell with him, right? And, things like Larry Merchant even coming out recently stating that his pound-for-pound best fighter is Gennady Golovkin. After knowing that Golovkin doesn't want to deal with Andre Ward in any capacity, and that he just had an extremely close fight against Daniel Jacobs, right? So when you hear things like this, right, his Andre Ward's extremely close fight against Kovalev was, viewed as such, right? Still got Kovalev. If you have Andre Ward 1 or 2, you got Kovalev right behind him. Well, if you're going to have Gennady Golovkin at number 1, Jacobs should be right there in shouting distance, right, after that performance. So it's just things like that. And it brings you back to thinking what Bob Arum says all the time. People are like rocks. You can move them in any direction. I repeat it over and over. People are like rocks. You can move them in any direction. When a guy says that, he's been doing this for years. He can just put a narrative out there and we will swallow it. Right? So this is just props to Andre Ward, man. Keep your head up. Things are always going like this. This man always takes the high road, but he has been saying things of late. You just have to be profound enough to follow what he's saying. He's not really direct with it, right? Because he's trying to be politically correct about it, but he sees, and his team sees what's going down. It's about time that more people see what's going down. This article, when I read it, I was like, it shouldn't be titled that, right? What more can you do than offer the guy to fight, want to fight him? And this guy's still heralded as better than you are. And it's ridiculous. And it's an injustice. So I'm going to tackle it. But that's what's happening. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. Sorry to be feisty. And I'm up out of here.